All right, Taylor. So, what is Vitreus and what inspired its creation? Like, where did it come from? The
So
idea.
Vitreus is a layer zero blockchain, right? And it resembles something like Polkadot or Kusama. Um, but layer zero is really just a fancy term for saying a layer one blockchain that connects layer one blockchains together specifically. The original vision for Vitreus was actually came from the concept of a set of gears where a small gear would work hard to turn a bigger gear and to turn a bigger gear. So it really kind of fit the parachain situation where, if all of these systems are working together, then we can make a bigger system function holistically and properly. So
Okay. So, would the layer zero be the big gear doing the
yes,
slow turning and spinning the other ones really quickly? Okay.
yeah, that's the idea. So essentially, the little wheels all together, the parachains, are working their way towards powering that whole massive ecosystem around and around and
Okay.
around. So the more power all the little ones have, the more spinning they're doing, for example, the more benefit the big gear is, which makes it easier to complete all the work.
So, the analogy makes sense with the gears and how they turn and what the relationship are with each other. But what exactly is happening on those layers?
So layer one is simply performing what layer one was designed to do, right? If layer one was designed to, or parachain was designed to perform a very specific set of functions, say like bridge hub. Bridge hub is designed to send and receive messages to external systems, receive messages from external systems, translate them, and then send them to their focused area inside of Vitreus. Whereas something inside of Vitreus can send a message through a bridge hub. A bridge hub would translate it and send it to its external system. So by performing these specific functions, the bridge hub is working very hard to be performant and increase the overall quality and capabilities of the network itself.
Right. So when Bridge Hub does its transaction, we've already understood, I think, for the most part, that on our chain, each transaction is just one G volt. It's one. So the gas, unlike Ethereum, where it could come up and down and be very volatile and expensive, ours is almost a finite fixed rate. So when your Bridge Hub is doing its thing, here's a transaction, one G volt. Here's this piece of data, one G volt. Where did that come from, and how does that drive what makes Vitreus different? Like, what's that about?
So Vitreus was designed more with a business focused situation, right? Some other blockchains are designed towards a high level of rewarding of the validators, right? So that feedback loop is a little different than how we situated. Since we decoupled VTRS and V energy, we have security on the one side and gas consumption on the other side. So by having an infinite, so to speak, base fee and keeping those costs way down, we aim to achieve a higher degree of affordability to performance that isn't seen anywhere else.
And I think that's kind of exciting. I'm thinking about how we're doing things right now, right? So when you stake your coins, you earn G volts, which you can convert back to VTRS to the broker. But those G volts, people need those to do those transactions. And I can just understand, like, when we have a layer one doing a lot of work, they're going to need a lot of G volts, right? So the more parachains we have on our system on the layer zero, that's more gas, that's more transactions, and that's more value for those who have staked and even our operators. That's value to them, right?
Yeah. So right, every parachain, every transaction, every extrinsic call is going to have a G volt weight beside it, and we've just set that to be a base fee of one G volt. As G volts continue to be consumed, and in our dynamic model specifically, right, we'll see the ebb and flow of V energy kind of creep up with use, and then people have a choice, right? Do they choose their rewards through more transactions, more
Mhm.
interactions? I want to trade more. I want to mint more NFTs. I want to do whatever I want to do on chain. But what if there was other opportunities for G volts as well? Now it becomes opportunity cost to suggest making that trade or buying this NFT or converting into bills or committing over here or going this way. So a very, very robust kind of reward system is possible through just the the decoupling of the two tokens.
Yeah, it seems like it's almost more than a reward system. Like it's got a purpose. You use it, or you spend it, or you sell it. It's not just things we've seen in the past. It's so different.
We can break it out into this, right? V Energy is an ecosystem. It can be a loyalty system. It can be a compute calculator. It can be, it's more than what gas is. It's more than just a digital asset. It's a digital concept.
I like it. It's a digital ecosystem.
There you go.